Flying Lotus, Pattern+Grid World, EP.
My needle drops. Sup? Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and we're going to do an EP review, not an album review. But before we get into it, I want to mention that up on theneedledrop.com right now you can stream a track and download a track from a new album coming this November through Slumberland Records. The LP is called Sports, the band is called Weekend. If you are into noise rock, this thing is going to rip your face off. So do give a listen to that. Link in the D-Box. This is Flying Lotus's Pattern+Grid World EP. And Flying Lotus is a California music producer who's made a huge splash this year with his last album, Cosmogramma. Now, if you want more info, more context on this guy and that album, I highly recommend going to watch the review over there and down there in the D-Box. If you don't mind, I'm just going to get down to brass tacks with this thing. So, 7 tracks, almost 19 minutes, and just over $5 if you go digital on this thing. Go grab yourself a free thumb down there because that's a nice price. And people like me who maybe didn't take to the slow-burning nature of Flying Lotus's last album should hop onto this EP pretty quickly. It's straightforward and to the point like Flying Lotus's second LP, Los Angeles, but without being dark or brooding. I have no clue where these tracks came from. They could totally be throwaways from Cosmogramma. Maybe these tracks weren't cosmic enough. I don't know. But if that is true, it wouldn't be surprising considering how close this release is to that album. Plus, I could see a couple of these tracks just sliding into moments on Cosmogramma very easily, like the opening track on here, Clay, which is very chill, a little jazzy as well. I love the aesthetic, just the vibe that that track gives off. I think if that song was ready in time for Cosmogramma, it might have made just a nice replacement for one of its many interludes, but that's just me. But even if this EP is a little bit of Cosmogramma runoff, it still stands well on its own. Very well. The tracks don't fade into each other. Each one has its own kind of thing going on, which is nice if you're looking for something that is experimental but also light and easy to listen to. My favorite moment by far on this EP is the song Kill Your Coworkers, second track on this EP. It's got this beat that's almost kind of warm, and then these synths just rise up very slowly like a sunrise or something. And they sound a little bit like flutes almost, but the track eventually just bursts into this beat-heavy set of 8-bit fireworks. It's kind of like a more colorful, more melodic approach to the whole breakbeat thing. The chill moments on this thing go over really well too, like Time Vampires, which is extremely hypnotic, and the song Camera Day has a great beat, but the melodies over it just feel so kind of soothing, just very relaxing. That's one track you can stream down there in the D-Box. For me, it hits a few issues. The song Jurassic Theory / M Notion doesn't end all that pretty, and the track Pie Face is maybe just a little repetitive, a little monotonous. Still, the toy box of sounds that Flying Lotus is playing with on this thing is no less varied, no less gripping, no less interesting than anything he's put out in the past. Really just as interesting as listening to Jay Dilla's Donuts. The songs are a little shorter than I would have wanted them to be, but it's an EP. Can't expect too much of it. It's not a full-length album. It's not a full meal. It's a snack. It's priced like a snack. It's about the length of a snack. If you come into this expecting a long, mind-blowing change of direction in Flying Lotus's music, that's not going to be here. But the sounds, the eccentricity, the beats, everything we've come to know and love from this guy is here. Just because this thing is shorter doesn't mean Flying Lotus has kind of skipped out on the quality. Now, your general underground or experimental hip-hop fan, your general electronic music fan, I wouldn't say you'd be missing out if you didn't listen to this thing. However, I will say that is the case for a Flying Lotus fan. Because of the nice price, because of the decent songs, it's not mind-blowing, but highly, highly, highly enjoyable. This thing is just squeaking by with a light 8. I'm going to put it on the love list and just recommend it to the Flylo fans. For the noobs, please listen to Los Angeles. It's right here. And that's the review. Anthony Fantano, Pattern+Grid World EP. Forever.